Wall Street Memes Casino.
I'm fine.
And Sportsbook.
Andrew McCart, IFLTV. I'm in Glasgow, the Normandy Hotel. Quite a random spot to see you, Billy, but you've got your young fighter Ryan Clark in there. Good fast-paced 4-rounder there for him.
Aye, well, he kept me very overweight just to do some personal training. Took to boxing like a Dr. Barton. You know, he's not going to be a world beater or anything like that, but he's progressing nicely, and I think that's him 5-0 now. So listen, he's a winner in life already because he's lost the guts of 7.5 stone. You know what I mean? He couldn't even drive by a bloody snack ban. Same as myself at one stage. Sort of met him.
Remember the snack ban? That's what you mean, all your fighters.
Or a doubler. No, all kidding aside, no, he's progressing nicely. You know, we'll have another 3 or 4 fights, but he's got a good career out with boxing. So I'd rather, for a selfish perspective, I'd rather he pursued that, get into his later years than sticking to boxing.
Just out of curiosity, Billy, what is your doubler?
Well, I've not hit one for absolutely yonks now, but it would be a square sausage with a crispy potato scone.
I'm trying to scone fried egg. The nice yolk.
I don't like the white egg. I only like the yellow.
I like the yellow egg. Listen, good performance from the young man. He, like I say, successful in life anyway, but he doesn't have to box, it seems, but he enjoys it, which is good to see. And your gym's flying right now. Everyone, like, even though you're the team that you have around you, man, you're all together. Your fighters come out to support. That's what I'm looking for. Thank you, William. To support each other. It seems like a very, very good buzzing gym right now.
We're there to support each other. Well, we win together, we lose together. Fortunately, losing's no something that we're used to in the gym. I mean, I think we've had one defeat in 6 years, so good on it.
Definitely. Listen, that's boxing there. You win some, you lose some, as they say. So, yeah, but talking about a big fight and winning and losing, man, there's nothing more bigger than a heavyweight world title fight in boxing, right? And I'm sure you've seen this Daniel Dubois and Anthony Joshua back and forth in the press conference and whatnot. What do you make of that fight? Because you do know both men quite personal in terms of the sparring with Ibf Bakole, and you have watched them throughout their career. So what do you make of that fight?
It's a good fight. I mean, do either of them deserve to fight for the world title? I don't know, because Joshua has beat Franklin. He beat Arlenius. Oh, he beat Marlon, aye. So that was a decent result. And Aganu. I mean, you could say that Daniel's last 2 victories are slightly better than AJ's. But listen, they're basically fighting for a vacant world title. I mean, you can't call Daniel a world champion, let's be honest. If you're an interim champion, you've been given it, you're not a world champion until you fight for that world title and win it and hold the belt above your head and say that you've won a world title fight. How can you be claimed to be a world champion if you've not won a world title fight? You understand what I mean?
But do you think that maybe the IBF should have forced that and let that Hrgovic-Daniel Dubois fight be for the world title? Because it does. I'm sure that Daniel would have wanted that to be for the vacant one and win it outright rather than get an email and say, there, you're the champion.
100% that should have happened. It's not happened. But a bigger fish has come along, and AJ, there's probably more money involved, more sanction fees, so they've sanctioned it. That's just
business.
But boxing is a business. And people need to understand that first and foremost it's a business. Some things they do are shit and no fair. But if you're the one that's getting the opportunity, are you really worried what other people think?
Exactly. The fight itself and the card itself, Billy, you've been in boxing a long time, especially that 5v5 card, probably one of the best cards I've witnessed live, been to, probably was the best card. Then we've seen this card, we've got Liam Smith and Josh Kelly. Do you know what I mean? We've got Josh Warrington, Kakachi. What a cracking fight. So the whole card is just stacked with great fights, and there's all British fights as well, which is we're not getting to see over the past good few years, but these last 8 months we're seeing these fights being made.
His Excellency Turki Al Sheikh is putting some fantastic shows together, and you've got the American show first, and then you've got the September 21st, and we've still got Fury Usyk at the end of the year. So I mean, there's and I'm sure there's one in November as well somewhere. So I mean, there's an abundance of opportunities. You keep winning, you'll get the opportunities. That man will give you the opportunities and pay you handsomely.
Stay on this card. I know you wear your heart on your sleeve. You say what you want. You say your piece. If people like it, they can shove it. If they don't like it, they can shove it. But if they like it, you'll take it. But if you had to put your house on Joshua and Dubois, I mean the exact result, pinpoint accuracy, what round, knockout, whatever, what do you say?
I wouldn't put my house on it because that's too much. But I'd put
Listen, your house is nice.
AJ. Of course, it's more experienced. No, he's a better fighter. He's more experienced. He's more explosive. I'd say. He's a better all-round fighter. But Daniel's, he's improved in his last fight. Although I was sorely disappointed with Hrgovic. No, because he never won. Because he kind of down tools, didn't he, when he got cut? That's not a good thing to see.
And going back to what you said earlier there with Turkey Al Sheikh, if you keep winning, you'll be on these big shows and stuff like that. Does that give you and Martin more incentive going into this fight on the 3rd of August in LA against Jared Anderson because of what could be on the tail end of it? It might not be for a world title, this fight. It's two good fighters. Well, Martin is world level. Jared Anderson's potentially world level. I don't know if he's there yet, but he's been pinpointed for that future world champion. Does that give Martin and yourself more incentive now going into that fight, knowing what's on the back end of this?
Well, we know fine what's on the back end. I mean, there's the potential of Joe Parker, Caballal, Zhang. Fights that we've been asking before Jared Anderson, we'd have took them any given time. But they're most definitely there when we're successful in America.
What's going to happen then? I know I've asked you about 20 times, but break it down to me again.
As I say, Jared Anderson's a fine fighter, and I'm not going to give the guy a hard time. How could I give him a hard time? What I would say to you though is, if the best Martin Bakole turns up and the best Jared Anderson, I believe Anderson gets stopped.
I know that. Yeah, I've spoke to you about Martin Bakole for the best part of 5-6 years, Billy. So I know that you actually mean that.
Has it not been a success story for him? I mean, coming for 132 in the world to number 1. Fighting in a massive, absolute massive show. He's already fought over in Saudi Arabia. We were fortunate enough to get the opportunity to fight on the Ngannou Fury show. He done a fantastic performance through no fault of his own whatsoever. He's not had a fight since, and now we're going to fight in America against Jared Anderson, one of the rising stars in America. I mean, if Martin goes over there and beats him, that doesn't mean Anderson's a bad fighter all of a sudden because Martin Bacole's beat him. Martin Bakole is a world-class fighter who's been badly avoided by many boxers.
Seems like after this fight that there's nowhere to run for these other fighters that you're saying that Martin Bakole wins this fight. It seems like he's there now, and people might want to fight him, might have to fight him.
Well, he is there now, but you need to prove it on the big stage, and this is his opportunity. No point me beating the drum and he comes up with a substandard performance. He's learnt his lesson a long time ago against Michael Hunter, who beat him, and we take nothing away from that. But there was circumstances which will remain, private. But it won't happen again. And as long as he's fit, as Martin's fit, and he's okay here, which there's not been an issue since the Hunter fight, I'd put him in against anybody and be very confident he'd beat anybody.
I'm looking forward to it, Billy. I cannot wait for that. Talk about stacked cards, that August 3rd card in LA is stacked as well, and I cannot wait. But listen, I won't keep you much longer. You probably want to jump in that car, get home and get that beauty sleep that you very much need. But William, thank you so much, brother. I'm very fortunate that, perfection. Perfect. When you've got perfect skin like myself, you don't need much sleep. I've got the Congolese boy over now, Emmanuel Cambolo. You're going to have your eyes opened up when you see this boy. Seriously, this boy's talented. Only defeat against Ismail Madmarov, knocked out 17 out of 18 opponents. This boy is good. Just for a little thing, he's the only one to take Israel Madrimov the distance in Uzbekistan.
On 3 weeks' notice in Uzbekistan, which is so you must say he's got something about him. I think I've got him some top-notch sparring down in England against Josh Kelly potentially. So that'll be great for him as well.
Definitely. Oh, do you want me to shake my hand again and say bye?
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.
Cheers.
Wall Street Memes Casino
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook.